Hello class. Today we are going to start talking about the introduction to the coordinate plane. Please take out your handout, Coordinate Plane Buried Treasures. Let's take a look at it. Throughout the years, approximately 2,200 ships have sunk along the Texas coast. These sunken ships range from the era of the Spanish and French explorers to Civil War and World War combats. Coordinate planes are helpful in identifying locations. Name the coordinates for the given symbols on the coordinate plane. So let's take a look at point A. If we are going to name the coordinates on point A, we would first look at our x-axis and go over 1, 2.5. So our x point is 2.5. Now, let's take a look at our y coordinate for point A. We go up 1, 2, 1.5. Be sure to write this on your papers. Now let's take a look at point B. Our x coordinate over -1, 2, 3, -3. And our y is up 1, +1. All right, we're going to pause the video for a second. I'd like for you to try point C on your own. Okay, so if you got 1, -3 for the coordinates of point C, you are right on track. So let's take a look at the questions. How are the coordinates of the ordered pairs for point B and point C alike? Okay, if you said in your mind that both of the integers have -3 and 1 as coordinates, you are correct. So please be sure to write this on your handout for future reference. Number 2, how are the coordinates of the ordered pairs for both point B and point C different? So let's take a look at B and C again and say how they're different. The integers -3 and 1 are listed in different order. Point B, -3, is on the horizontal axis, and 1 is on the vertical axis. For point C, they're switched. You should be able to see that pretty easy. On to number 3. Plot an ordered pair in quadrant 3 that is the same distance from the x-axis and y-axis as point B in quadrant 2. Label the new point, D. So take a second and label your quadrants. We use Roman numerals to label our quadrants. Okay, now let's plot an ordered pair in quadrant 3 that's the same distance. So on the x-axis, we go over -3 and then down 1 to -1, and that would be our D. Excellent. Moving on to number 4. How would you describe the transformation that occurred from point B to the new point D? So the transformation, let's take a look. B is reflected across the x-axis, therefore it is a reflection. Be sure to keep this handout in your journal. You may put it on the next available page and in your table of contents, coordinate plane.
All right, let's go ahead and look at our coordinate plane. I would like to label the x and y axis. Our x-axis is horizontal, and the y-axis is the vertical line. Please label this on your paper. I'd also like to label the quadrants. Quadrant 1 starts at the top right, quadrant 2, top left, quadrant 3, bottom left, and quadrant 4, bottom right. Let's look at the signs of the quadrants for the ordered pair in quadrant 1. When we're in quadrant 1, both your x value and your y value are positive. When you're in quadrant 2, your x is negative, your y is positive. In quadrant 3, both your x and y are negative. And in quadrant 4, your x is positive and your y is negative. All right, let's go ahead and begin plotting these points. Let's look at point A. A is 3.5, 5. So on our x-axis, we're going to go over 1, 2, 3.5. Up from there, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 5, and put a point there. So that is A, and you want to label that point A. Okay. B is -5, 2. So -5 is our x value. We want to go from the origin, from 0, 0, we want to go -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then from there, we will go up to a positive. Put a point, label that B. Okay, the next one is C. C is a +2, -5. From the origin, you want to go right 2, 1, 2, and then from there down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and put a point there and label that C. That is point C. All right, now let's look at D. D is 0, 3. It starts out on 0. We are not going to go left or right. We are simply going to go up to 3 and put a point. 1, 2, 3, and label that D. Now the next one I want to look at is L. L has two negatives. It is -1.5, so we want to go left first, -1 and just a little bit more, and then from there we will go down 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and put a point, and we will label that L. Okay, let's go ahead and do letter E. E is 3, 0. So we want to go right 3. And it tells us to not go up or down, so it's going to be on the x-axis, and we'll label that one E. Now I want you to complete the rest of these on your own. You have F, G, H, I, J, and K. Please complete those on your own. All right, I also want you to notice when we go back and look at point A, X and Y are both positive. We have a positive, positive. B is negative, positive, which puts it into the second quadrant. C is positive, negative,